Welcome, Scorpio, Sagittarius, to your July Astrodice reading. If you friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, friends, let's see what's going on with you. For those of you who are new, this is where I take astrology with tarot. I'll make a small horoscope for the month. Remember, there is 12 houses. We're just asking for one house of the 12. Okay. Most important house right now that needs to be brought up, please. Ooh, we got some Uranus energy coming in. Ooh, very interesting. Into the 5th house with Libra energy. Okay, so Uranus energy. Talking about your potential for sudden change, enlightenment, and awakening. Love it. Having a lot of different kinds of awakenings this month, my friends. It does feel like there is more than just one. Just have to say that. Feels like there, with the sudden change in the enlightenment and the awakening, it's almost like I have this aha feeling, and then it moves from one aha to the next aha. Okay, so it's like playing on itself. And it's saying because of the energy of diplomatic and gracious, it seeks harmony and balance in the relationships. And that's why it feels like it's one to the next, is because that Libra energy comes in, it gives you one enlightenment, and then it has to balance itself out to say, oh, but if you're going to do this, then we need to do this, right? So therefore the scales will be balanced. I like that. And going straight into the 5th house of where you have fun, romance, and create things you are proud of. So let's get into this. Going straight into the situation. The situation is taking place in the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month. Ascended Masters coming out in the beginning of the month. There's that awakening right there. Boom. Yep, for a creative endeavor. Yep, there's that creativity coming through for the 5th house. Talking about what I didn't think that I would discover. And it's kind of weird because the discovery is upside down. So it's almost like I am thinking about what I'm thinking, but I haven't truly 100% discovered what I want. But I do have some better acknowledgement of the enlightenment towards a situation. Interesting. Yep, intuition coming in the mid-month with the honoring the path for the milestone. There it is. That's it, guys, right there. In the end of the month, you have a new supportive connection, but the present power is upside down. So there doesn't really feel like it definitely is. And then you have friends and colleagues. But it doesn't really 100% feel like the power that was within the power is exactly where it needs to be. Okay, so interesting. Gotta love these interesting readings. I love them. So it's saying with the Ascended Masters over here that you're going to have some kind of insight that is actually being thrown toward you from the divine, right? So it's a divine connection that's throwing things at you that is going to actually open up your third eye over here and really make creative endeavors. So you're really going to be thinking creative about the situation with the Knight of Wands, moving passionately with the Six of Swords. So this is definitely going to be something that comes through the mind and is really pushed by the divine into you, that's going to give you this desire and really passionate push towards something that you definitely want, something that you feel like you're not going to get. There's where the discovery is. Yeah, something you didn't feel like somebody else was going to give to you in the very beginning of the month. So you did feel like maybe there was a little bit of a withdrawal, or they were holding back from the situation. So it definitely could be a loved one, since we're in the 5th house. If you feel like they were not creatively coming towards you, loving you the way you need it to be, and they're holding back, you're going to discover something very interesting about the situation. Yeah, backsliding relationship. Something that you're definitely going to have a better understanding, and it's going to inspire where you feel like it's all kind of falling apart in the beginning of the month. You're going to be more inspired to want to fix the situation and really find something that's going on, which you feel within the discovery was not given out. Does that make sense? Because they're holding back from you, right? So you're going to have the desire to push. And that's because the divine is pushing on you. With the intuition and the manifestation, you have the 10 of Cups that's saying this is going to lead to something happier within the situation that already has, awakened your senses to make you understand this is why they're backsliding. If I do this, I can make this work. Where they're not giving, you're going to have to take the stand. That's what it looks like. So you'll be extra mindful of any miscommunication that might be taking place. So within the intuition and manifestation is saying, well, you have better, happier success within the situation, and you're going to have this sudden change that's going to start honoring the path to what you felt might have been falling apart, right? So if you felt like they were neglecting you and there was all kinds of misinterpretations within a relationship, miscommunications when speaking, you're going to find out this is not what it is, and I have now a chance, right, to speak up and really figure out what's going on. So within the milestone over here, yeah, it's going to hurt, even though you're going to be very determined to do so. And it just feels like maybe it's because they're not 100% still giving all their attention to you within the situation, but it does feel like you can embrace the situation and have more sense of confidence coming through to really get this more productive. You're just going to have to be a little more patient too, I think, when it comes to this person. Yeah, because it does feel like in some situations, they're still holding on to a cloud within that area. So you're going to have to push through that cloud to them and get really creative on doing so. So with the new supportive connections, it's just you having this creativity, having what you need to make this kind of renew itself. Finding some kind of instant gratification to the situation. And I do feel, that they're going to separate themselves from this situation and then finally come back towards you. Come back towards you. Could be dealing with a Capricorn or an Aries, my friends. I have lots of Cap over here, but Earth sign. But I also am telling you right now, with this tool that you're using within yourself to give back this instant gratification through the situation, it's almost like they're watching you towards the end of the month, and now they feel like they want to be more hum-ho and more simplistic about the situation as they're separating themselves from that cloud and from whatever it was that it feels like they were, kind of leaving you out in the cold. So there's the change again, and it's going to be in the way that they're dealing with things when it comes to you, because finally it's almost like they kind of wake up as well to say, oh, okay, you are trying to fix this. So instead of being against each other, you're now going to embrace each other and come back, right, for this change. With the present power, you're still focused on what it is. The power within the relationship is still not as good as it might have been before, but at least now you can feel like there's some kind of second chance to the situation, right, to where you can definitely prepare, right, to continue to keep moving slowly through the situation, changing the outcome of the situation with your partner. This way, it can also become a little more intense. So it does feel like you're reaching a new height within the relationship and making you feel like there is more chance than just it's over, right? Friends and colleagues with the Queen of Wands, it does feel like you may have this Leo that's coming in, or it could just be them where you feel like this is on a more friendlier basis. But I do feel like there is someone that's going to reach out to you who could be a Leo, who is going to actually listen to what's going on within the situation and give very good advice through the communication. Yeah. Could even be your mother, his mother, her mother, however. So whatever it is, it does feel like they're kind of listening more to your side of the situation and kind of making you feel like, you know, like this situation can be fixed. But I think the more the communication that you have within the situation, that's definitely what it feels like the trouble was, is that somebody has trouble. They have listening skill problems. And I think that's where the headway is going on. So it does feel like you guys are kind of like banging heads over here. And it just feels like the more that you have maybe this other person over here intervening towards the end of the month, you're going to make more headway. And you know, you're going to be hurt a little bit more. And it just feels like maybe it's just because they are like, hey, are you listening what, you know, she's saying or he's saying? And then they're kind of like, yeah. But yeah, and then they travel towards you a little bit more on an emotional range. When we see the Empress over here, we're talking about those deeper emotions. So there is definitely going to be a little more nurturing to this situation, as they are definitely heading back in your direction. But I do feel, you know, like that will come to a conclusion and an end for at least for the end of the month to really settle this situation. But I think their problem is really listening skills. Because it does feel like, I don't know, I just feel like you're trying to talk and they're just not listening to what you have to say. So it's almost like the creativity that you're bringing to the table over here, my friends, is really, how am I going to make them listen to what I'm trying to tell them? Because otherwise it just feels like you're misunderstood through whatever the situation is that you are having this issue with. Okay. And that was it for you, my friends. Until next time. Peace.